Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Wisdom Wednesday. I'm super excited. Um, you guys, how's your week been going? How has life been going? I hope you guys are having a good week. I hope everything is going your way, and if it's not, I hope you're doing something about it because that's what we do, right? So, today's Wisdom Wednesday is about the plan myth, you guys. It is about these plans that we just shy away from making, or that we're just scared and fear is striking us and we're just having such a hard time of putting these plans into action, right? So I want to just start it off by kind of giving you what I mean by the plan myth, okay? So the plan myth is when you run into that person, right? Or you see this person on TV, or you see this cool page online and you see the person behind it, and you get this feeling in your chest, and it's something that you would want to do and something that you wish that you were able to do, and it's that voice that comes up in your head and it says, well, I would do blank, whatever blank may be, if I had a detailed plan, if I had a plan to make it happen, right? So this is this myth that I'm talking about. It's this thing that pops in our head. It's the voice that pops up whenever we come across these people or these things that we want for our lives that we would do. And it's that voice that tells us, well, yeah, like they probably have this super long detailed plan and they actually put it to action after all these years, and that's why they are where they are, okay? So, you guys, plans are very important. Yes, they're a pretty good thing to have. I'm not knocking plans, but you cannot make not having a plan your excuse for not getting where you want to go or being where you want to be in life. So I do have notes and I want to make sure I hit on everything with you guys. Um, I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know if it's just me, but sometimes I just feel like, man, like, well, duh, they're successful. Like 3 or 5 years ago, they had this big, huge chalkboard and they literally mapped out exactly how this was going to happen for them. They had like a plan of what they were going to do. And then this is what they're going to do. And then this is what they're going to do. And that's why they're able to be where they are, because they can make up these cool plans in their mind and it just start to act on them, and then everything just goes their way. And you guys, that's so not how it goes. And usually their plan was something super simple that they didn't even realize would take them to where they are, but they had the key ingredients, right? They didn't allow the fear behind having this plan and setting such high expectations for this plan to stop them from taking action. So, a lot of us, we just think, if we don't have a plan in place, what's the point in even starting? Like, why am I even going to start this journey if I don't even have a plan? Like, I don't know anything. I know some of you guys are in this place where you're just like, man, like, oh, I wish I could do that. I wish I knew enough to do that. I wish I had studied that in school and then I would know what to do. Or I wish that I had some mentor who could just show me and guide me and teach me the way to make this happen. And then I would make my plan and I would also be successful. But we can't think like that. That can't be your thought process. I'm here to help you change that and to realize that it's so much more than that, you guys. And the plan is such a small part. It's a part, yes, but it's not the first part and it's not even the second part. And I promise you, once you have the first part and the second part, the planning part will be easy, and it won't be this big, huge mountain of fear, this dragon that you have to overcome and make perfect and detailed for you to move and step into action. So also, you guys, so even when it does come to plans, like, what's the first step you do, right? Okay, I want to make a plan. I want to, I don't know, create a blog. Okay, cool. You want to create a blog, but I know nothing about blogging. Okay, cool. So what do? You gather all this information. You go to Barnes and Noble and you get Blogging for Dummies, if that's even a book. I don't even know. You search Google at all these articles on how to get started on making a blog. And, you try to figure out, what do I want my blog to be about? What kind of aspects do I want in it? You think about videos. Okay, I have to have videos in my blog. I have to be able to point people in the right directions and teach them and show them all this stuff. And I want to create things. And man, I just have all these ideas. And what do we get? we get paralyzed. We're like, holy crap, this is huge. Like, I don't even know where to start. This is way too much. So then you're sitting here, you gathered all this information and you see all the cool things that you can do with it, but it's just too much for you. You're just looking at it and you're like, oh my gosh, this is way too much. I don't even know. Like, I mean, I see how to start, but now I need to like plan and it's just a lot and I don't know what's the right way to plan and all this stuff. And we get stuck. We freeze. We're paralyzed. And we just put it on the back burner. And we're like, man, yeah, I'm going to dive into all these ideas that I have this weekend. And then this weekend comes and your friends are calling you to come out and play and like hang out. And, you know, you have all these prior engagements and you're just involved in all this other stuff. And so your dreams, your vision, your goals, what you want to do gets put on the back burner week after week. Month goes by. Man, like I really do want to get started on that, but I just don't have time. The excuses. All of that stuff comes in. And, you know, I just want this quote to stick with you guys. The most successful people in the world often didn't start with a detailed plan. I promise you, the plan is not what you need. You don't need a detailed plan. That's not the first step. Stop making it the first step. Stop letting it paralyze you. Stop thinking that if you don't have it, you can't move forward and that you can't make stuff happen and get stuff done. Okay? So I just want you guys to think of that quote because it's so true. If you ask some of the most successful people in the world, like, did you have a detailed plan for this? Like, how did this even happen? They have the most humble beginnings, you guys. Like, they had these things, these elements that I'm going to tell you about that I want you to think about. Really, really, really let it resonate in you so that you can maybe see yourself in these stories or in what I'm describing as the planning myth, okay? You guys, if planning was what made you successful, don't you think people would be successful much earlier? Do you think they would wait till their 30s and 40s? Why wait that long? If a detailed plan was all you needed, don't you think people would hop on that bandwagon ASAP Rocky, be successful in their 20s and just be riding that wave throughout? It's not about the plan. It's not about the plan. Stop telling yourself it's about the plan. It's not about the plan. I'm eliminating that excuse from your brain and it's time to get to work. Plans can be great, but don't let the plans prevent you from acting. Allow the plans to give you direction in your acting, okay? Your planning is the third thing you need. Number one is passion. You need passion for what you're doing. If it's a blog you want to start, I'm sure you already have a passion for it. You're like, man, like you have that spirit within you that's like, oh, I can't wait to do it. It's something I want to do. I'm excited about it. So your passion, you need this to drive you forward. It's what's going to keep you at it day after day in and day out, get you waking up early, staying up late, working on your dream, your goals. Your passion is your why you're doing something. Maybe you're motivated by an external source. Maybe it's your family. Maybe it's your spouse. Maybe it's someone who's depending on you for something. That can be your why. That can be your drive. Okay? It's what you love. It's what you hope for. It's your dream. That is your passion. So that's the first thing you need in whatever endeavor that you are trying to do or be successful at. You need passion. The second thing you need is practice. You guys, you have to be willing to practice. You have to be willing to fail. You have to be willing to dip your foot in those waters, those things, that thing that you want. You have to be able to dip your foot in it. You got to try it out. If you want to open up a store, you got to visit some of those stores that look like or similar to the one that you want to open, right? You got to figure out the details. Okay, I see this layout. I see what they did there with the advertising. I see how these employees are, how they're treating their customers. Like, you guys, everyone can get the basics. Everyone can go online and search blogs about blank and find tons and tons of just resources and things that you can gather information and learn from. And see, I like that. I don't like that. This is how I want to do mine. Just little thoughts and different points that you're just putting in your head that it's just helping you for when you get to that planning step, right? What else about practice? You guys, the other thing about practice is practice means you're showing up every day, right? It doesn't mean that you're practicing, but some weeks I have 2-a-days and other weeks I just don't even practice. And then another week I might do once a day. I mean, once a week. And then another week I'm like in it. I'm like 5 days a week. I'm working on this. I'm working my practicing. I'm practicing. That's not how it works, you guys. You have to create a habit of what you're doing. So your practice moments, this practice time frame, you're actually creating a habit of showing up for your dreams and your goals and your visions each and every single day. That's different. That's not something you're used to doing. Usually you think about it and you might even come up with a little brainstorming session, but what do you do with it? I'm talking about practicing this every single day. Okay? And when you make that practice a habit, then you're ready for step 3. Then you are ready to set some plans up, you guys. That's when you're ready to do that master brainstorming session and write down a plan. And this plan doesn't have to be for the next year. This plan can be what you're going to do next week. Stop making this bigger than it has to be, you guys. Start off small. Figure out what works for you. Make a plan. If the plan fails, it fails. Make a new plan. Don't make this bigger than it has to be, you guys. This is a journey that you're going on. Do not succumb to the planning myth and let it paralyze you and cripple you and not even allow you to start to do what you want to do in your life. So like I said, once you have your passion down, you know it's something you want to do, you're excited to start it, you have a reason why you want to do it, then you practice it. You make it a habit. You pick out the most babyest step possible towards this plan and you make that a habit. You show up for it every single day. And then when you know you got this down packed, then it's like, okay, now I need to plan. So let's go back to the blog thing, okay? That can be, okay, I have the basics, the outline, I have the bare bones of the blog. And what I'm going to commit to doing is doing a blog post every single day. Can you do that? Maybe that's too much. Okay, maybe that's too much. Maybe you can't write a paragraph a day 4 times a week. Bare bones. No one viewing it, nothing, absolutely nothing. Just commit to yourself to practice, showing up for you, showing up for your dreams, your visions, your goals each and every single day. Okay? Making plans. That's going to force you to think about what you're going to write about that next day, right? So it's going to get you in this motion, this habit of becoming the person that you want to become, this blogger, right? So do what needs to be done, practice, make it a habit, and then you'll be ready for the planning step. Don't get ahead of yourself. Don't think you can hop straight to planning and you haven't even made anything a habit and you really don't even have a passion about anything. How do you think that's going to work? How are you going to be successful at what you're trying to be successful at if you don't have passion for it and you don't even have the willpower and the strength and just the desire to show up for it every day? Come on, guys, let's be honest with ourselves, right? Even with this coaching thing, if I take it to myself and what I want and what I desire, like when I first became a coach, I couldn't just dive into I don't know, for me personally, I wasn't ready to dive in and help other people. When I became a coach for selfish reasons. I wanted to help me. I wanted to help Alex become better. I wanted to help Alex shed the extra 20 pounds that she had gained in 6 months. Ridiculous. I was about me. So what did I do? Number one, of course, I had a passion for it. I've literally, you guys, been into fitness and health my entire life. I was in sports. I liked sports. I enjoyed keeping my body in shape. And I always saw for my life and my future and my family that we would be an in-shape family. We would eat healthy and we would treat our bodies right. And I just saw that vision fading with where I was in my life. So I had to bring it back to life. And that was when I became a coach. So what did that mean for me? That meant showing up. That meant the practice aspect. That meant showing up for my workout every single day. That meant following my meal plan guide. That meant trying out my Shakeology, figuring out what ingredients I liked in it, how I wanted it to taste. And after some time of doing that, okay, on to the next part. How else am I going to commit to this? What else am I going to do every single day to show up every day? Now there's the coaching things that I have to do to be a coach, to be a good coach, to help other people get from where I was to where I'm trying to be. So then came, Alex out here okay, Now I got to learn more about coaching. What am I going to do? Like, I'm going to do the trainings, learn more, get on YouTube, figure this stuff out, figure out what all the successful coaches are doing. And then I'm going to, guess what? Emulate them. Success leaves clues, you guys. This stuff is not rocket science. You know who's successful. Find them. They left some clues. I'm not joking here, you guys. So do that. And then after that, it was time for action. So now I have the basics. I have the outline. Now it's like exciting to create a plan. I know where I'm headed. I know what I'm going to do. Now, how am I going to do that? What creative ways can I think of that puts me above the next person? How am I going to boom, boom, shake, pow, bring people to my team to help me in my goals of helping the masses, you guys? This right here, this Wisdom Wednesday is just a product of that, because it doesn't matter whether it's with health and fitness, or if it's your mind and your spirit. I want to help people. So guess what? I'm doing what needs to be done. I'm making the commitments. I'm doing what needs to be done. And I'm taking action, creating plans, you guys. So that's just a few examples, you guys. You can understand where this is headed and where I'm getting this from, the mindset, and you know the steps. You know the next step you need to take. You already know. So I want you guys to take that step. And your focus, what I want your focus to be, is your passion. What is your passion? What do you like? What are you passionate about? Your passion will always fuel your plan. But that's the first step. Don't try to plan if you don't have any passion, if you haven't made something a habit, if you don't really truly want it. What's the point, right? There's no need to plan something if you don't even have those 2 basic steps, you guys. So work on those. Work on yourselves. Thank you so much for tuning into this Wisdom Wednesday. I had a blast. I hope you guys did too. And I'll see you next week with another Wisdom Wednesday.